Hello, I'm Bogdan from DNN Sharp, and I'm proud to present to you our latest release, SearchBoost 4.0. This is a major release. We spent a lot of effort into designing a new architecture that is faster and it scales better and it uses modern technologies. But also we've implemented a dozen new features, most of which I will be demoing in this video today. Towards the end of the video, I will also go through some upgrade nodes because SearchBoost 4.0 does throw some of the old stuff away, which might break things if you are not aware of how to upgrade. Before going into the demo, let me highlight for you the new major features in SearchBoost 4.0. One of the biggest problem that our clients had with the previous version of SearchBoost was that each instance, being a module or a skin object, had its own settings. But many times they were referring to the same search. So actually that would have created two instances with two indexes, double the work for the server, and also difficult to maintain for administrators. So we fixed that by creating a new concept, we call it behavior, which is basically the whole collection of settings that can be associated with any number of instances. And then we've rewritten the entire architecture of SearchBoost to better support web farms, but also scale nicer, run faster, and in this process we had to give up on the DNN scheduler. In previous versions, SearchBoost had some jobs in DNN scheduler that would do the indexing, but that proved to create too many problems and put a heavy load on the indexing process. Now we've created our own indexing threads, which are optimized to run smoothly and scale nice. Another area where we invested a lot of effort is a new templating engine. Before SearchBoost 4.0, the templating engine was based on XSL. And if you don't know what XSL is, I think that is better because it was a complex way to create custom layouts. We've replaced that engine with Razor-based templates, which are far more easy to write and maintain. And finally, we've got all our logs into a single place because in previous SearchBoost versions, we'd have logs per portal, but that only created a maintenance problem. So now I'm ready to jump to the demo. Here I have a clean DNN 9 instance. I already installed SearchBoost, but I haven't added to any page yet. So I'll be doing that now. Once added to the page, I can go to the search settings as it used to be in the previous version of SearchBoost. But now one thing is different. Instead of creating a set of settings for this specific module that I've just added, it actually created a default behavior. It's called site search, and we create this behavior for every portal, and all the settings are under this behavior. And you can see the behavior was created, and also it indexes all the site content, so it's ready for me to use. So now I will go back to the portal and add a second action, a second SearchBoost module. And you can see if I go to the settings screen, it already uses the same behavior called site search. Now I could create my own behavior. Let's say I want to build a custom search. I can give it any name I want. And then this new behavior, I can customize differently. I can, for example, only index one page. But this behavior is not assigned to any instances. And you can see that in the search boxes section. But I can expand and assign some of the modules to this instance. Click Save. And now the two instances, the two modules that I've added on the page will be assigned to this instance, to the to this behavior actually, sorry, custom search instead of the default site search behavior. So what happens on upgrade? Well, on upgrade, we still create this site search behavior, but for all your existing search boxes, we create a behavior. So we don't want to break anything, and it will work as before. Each instance will have its own behavior. But if you don't want that, and most likely you don't want that, then you would come to this SearchBoost Studio and assign the instances that use the same settings to the same behavior. You could use the default site search for that purpose or create your own behaviors. But a search is not complete until I also add a search results module, because otherwise nobody knows where to show my results. So now I can perform a search and it will pull up the results. One neat feature that we've added in SearchBoost 4.0 is live search. You can enable this feature under UI settings, search results, live search. I'm activating this option now and I'm redoing the search. And you notice that there is a second search box. So this was my first module. This is my second module, but now the search results come with its own search box that performs live search. Let me show you how this works. So you see, as I type, it pulls up the results. Of course, if you have the search box already, the search box module already on the page, maybe it doesn't make sense to activate live search. But if you are using it, for example, as a skin object at the top, then it makes sense to have this search box also on top of the results and filter the results real time. Next thing that I want to show you are the razor templates. So I will go back to the SearchBoost Studio and notice under UI settings and under search results settings, there will be this template box. In previous versions, we used to have a lot of templates already in the package, but they became quite old and we've removed them from the SearchBoost 4 release. Instead, we've created a new default template and we've renamed the previous template that was XSL based to the default obsolete V3. This means you can still use XSL, especially if you already created your own custom XSL templates. But what happens on upgrade is SearchBoost will automatically change all the templates to the default. So if you know to have custom templates, to avoid breaking changes, you can go into SearchBoost Studio and revert to your custom XSL templates. Although what I recommend is to upgrade your templates to use the new Razor template. And I will show you a bit of code now to see how nicer they look compared to the XSL templates. So the templates are located under Desktop Modules, DNN Sharp, SearchBoost Templates folder. And here you have input, which are for the search box, and output, which are for the search results. I will show you the output template because it's a bit more complicated. Here you have a folder for the old XSL template and a folder for the new Razor template. And I will show you these two so you can also compare the syntax. This is a Razor template and this is the main template file. Notice here the Razor syntax, which is basically HTML file with some special variables and here and there and some ifs, but it's mostly HTML and CSS. And as an example, let's look at how the title is rendered. So this will be the line that renders the title. So it's an H3 element and has a class and then has the link and so on. So basically you are able to create your own templates and customize appearance as well as layout as well as content. And now let me show you the old XSL based templates. So here I'm in the old default XSL. And one thing you'll also notice here that in the previous version we used to create different templates for different languages. This is no longer the case in SearchBoost 4.0. The localization comes directly from the DNN. So you can use localization file, the SX localization file and the DNN localization system without having to go to these template files. So that is also a great improvement. So this used to be the XSL way to do it. As you can see, the code is much more complex. The syntax is much more complicated. And to follow the same example, here is how the title used to be generated. So this is an H element and all the attributed were computed by selecting some value from a XML with all the data about the results. So all these lines here are just to generate the title. Yes, and compared to the new template, which is only this line. So you can see how this will greatly improve your productivity with creating templates and maintaining them. So this would be like the most important features in SearchBoost 4.0, but we have tons of other minor features and adjustments, and I suggest you check the changelog for more information. Before I end this presentation, I want to go again through the upgrade nodes and the breaking changes that might potentially affect your website. I've already mentioned some of this. So the first thing is that on upgrade, the search boxes and the results module will be automatically switched to the new Razor template. If you are using custom XSL template, you would have to switch them back manually, although the recommendation is to rewrite them with Razor because at some point we'll also get rid of the XSL engine entirely. The next thing is that each SearchBoost instance that existed before SearchBoost 4.0 will be converted to a behavior. So if you had three modules, let's say 100, 102, and 103, in SearchBoost 4.0, you'll actually have four behaviors. You have one for each module and then the site search default behavior. And each of the other three behaviors will each contain one of the instances. And then you may want to reassign these instances around to have as few behaviors as possible. The fewer behaviors you have, the faster the indexing will run, because each behavior basically it's a search index that runs the entire logic for indexing content, storing content, and producing results. A breaking change which comes from the fact that we've done this big refactoring is that all references to our tables and to our assemblies will have to be updated because we've renamed the assemblies to contain the DNN Sharp prefix, and also we renamed our assemblies to have the DNN Sharp prefix, and also our code, the namespace changed to DNN Sharp. Previously it used to be AVD. So if you have custom integrations or you reference our tables in SQL queries, you'll have to update them manually. And finally, you cannot export settings from SearchBoost 3.0 and import it in a 4.0 instance. But you can upgrade the 3.0 instance to a 4.0 version, and then, of course, the import-export will work. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video, and get on our website and grab this SearchBoost 4.0 release and install it on your portals to boost your search even more. Bye.